It's on.
Is it rolling?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to make custard this morning because John and Thomas wanted me to, and he wanted to preserve how I did it. So the first thing we're going to do is to get all my equipment out. And so we will be getting equipment out, and we'll film that when I get it out. Turn it off. All right, we have our equipment out, which is a pasteurizer that's many, many years old. And the reason I use this is because it speeds up the process of heating the milk and doesn't take as long to make the custard. So we're now going to pour a gallon of milk in the bucket and turn the pasteurizer on, which will take about 45 minutes to an hour to heat. During that time, we will be preparing what goes in the custard, so you may shut it off at this time. Alright, now we're going to crack some eggs and put them in a blender. Not a mixer, but a blender. So this will take a few minutes, and we're now going to do that. I'm going by grandmother's recipe for custard, but I have modified it a little bit because I want to make a little bit more than what her recipe calls for. So instead of using the 12 eggs, we're going to use 16. And now we're going to start breaking them and separating the yellows from the whites. And make sure you get all the white off the yolk. The yolks we will put into this blender, and at that point in time we'll film again for the next step. Now the egg usually has a little bit of the albumin that's connected to the yolk, and I want to take my finger along the eggshell and break that off, because this will cause a lump in my custard. So this is a very careful project, and so you have to be real careful in doing it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now we've got our eggs separated, whites from yellows, and I'm actually going to get my recipe out now and see if I've done everything right so far. So now I'm going to look for the recipe.
How many cups, Mom?
6.
6. Right in here, right?
Yep. You may not be able to get it all in there.
Probably not. Three.
Okay.
Alright.
So how many cups of sugar is in there?
There's only 3 cups of sugar in the egg mixture because my container is not big enough. But we want to puree the eggs and the sugar together to make sure that they're well blended, and then we will transfer to my mixer and add the other 3 cups of sugar.
Well, that's high. That's low.
It must not be engaged. There's a handle. So not very tight.
Well,
Take it out and stay.
right.
I guess you're gonna. Because this blender is not working very well, it seems that we have too thick a mixture for it to work. I'm going to add a little bit of cream, say maybe a half a cup. Now start it again.
maybe we need to.
Stir it up a little.
Which way?
Okay, get a big spatula.
One of these. It's not getting air to it. That's what it is.
Okay.
You do it.
You don't want to lose any of this, and because I have clean hands, I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to resume.
There we go. It's working, son.
Still not doing what it ought to do.
Nope.
This is a new one and it's not doing like my other one. Okay, start again. Now, I'm going to remove milk. Put some milk in it.
What you doing?
I am pouring some milk in it because it's still too thick, so I'm improvising.
And Andy's making this. And my hands are clean.
Okay. That's good. Start it again. There it's going.
I don't want it to. I had to make sure your hand was on.
Alright, now it looks like, somewhat like whipped cream, which is fine, and we're going to transfer this amount now to the mixer bowl.
Alright, here goes.
About half of it, actually.
About half.
That's good enough.
Don't want to
And we're
lose
going
any
to
of that.
add the other 3 cups of sugar.
Let me wash my hands real quick, Mom.
Oh, wait. To this next 3 cups of sugar, which I've measured into a separate bowl, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour and stir it in. Also, to this mixture, I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt, which the recipe does not call for, but I think salt enhances the flavor of sugar.
That's what we should have done first. Now we'll put it on. pour it in here?
Yep.
The rest
Put
of
it to
it? The rest of it, right?
Yes. Clean out the blender bowl a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more milk and re-blend it. Clean it out. Now scrape your stuff down in your liquid.
I can't see. All that sugar.
Yeah.
This is almost too big.
Stir it around a little bit. There you go. Alright, now you can pour it in there. Now we're just mixing it up to make sure everything is blended. And at this point in time, we're going to wait for the milk to heat, and which will take probably a few more minutes.
As long as they don't kill each other.
Get over there.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You filming?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, our milk has reached the temperature that it's going to reach, and I'm now going to take the jug, the bucket out of the pasteurizer.
You want me to do that?
Mm-hmm. And transfer it to my mixer over here. And because eggs need to be tempered, I'm going to add a cup at a time in the egg mixture until it feels a little bit warm, and then I'm going to transfer the whole thing back to my big pot and cook it till it gets to the proper temperature, which is 186 to 188 degrees. Stop. Now we're transferring the milk to the big pot that we're going to finish cooking it in. So we're going to combine all the ingredients and cook it on medium to medium high. Okay? Well, until it reaches this temperature, 186 or 188 degrees. Okay? You aren't filming, are you?
Yes, she is.
What is she doing now?
She is looking for the temperature to reach 186 degrees.
Do you have to stir it the whole time?
You have to stir it pretty much the whole time. You might take intermittent breaks, but not for more than 30 seconds or so. Because you do not want it to stick to the bottom of the pan.
You ready to get it out, Luke?
Whenever you reach the temperature, you take it off the heat and you add, I believe it's 2 tablespoons of vanilla.
I'm not.
Or 4 teaspoons.
This check.
But I will probably take it up to 5 teaspoons because I have added some extra milk.
Why did you add extra milk?
Because I wanted to make a little bit more than a gallon of milk, of custard. We have now reached 186 degrees, and I'm going to remove it from the heat and let it cool down slightly, and then I'll add my vanilla, and it'll be a finished product, although it's not cold yet. It usually takes it a good 24 to 36 hours to cool out completely in the refrigerator. If you got snow on the ground, you can take it outside and put it in the snow, and it'll cool out real quick. But for the custard, it's a finished product. Thank you.